All right. So this is the video assignment, and yeah, I'll just get right into it. So talk about three concepts or three course concepts you've enjoyed. So for me, personally, I've enjoyed learning where communication started and came from, but more specifically, how we communicate with others. We have to basically like watch what we say. Uh, Basically, when we're talking to someone, like we have to think about what we're going to say, or be careful with our words, because there's some topics or there's some people that are passionate about certain things, or have different beliefs than others. So when you're speaking to them, especially about those beliefs, you have to be careful what you say or how you're communicating with them, because if you don't want to offend people, you don't want to get them mad. You have to understand both sides, and I think it's important that what you say, you're critical about what you say. You have to think before you say, and remember that not everybody's different, so everybody's gonna have different beliefs, so you have to be careful. So yeah, critical communication, I think, is very important. So that was it. uh Another one, listening. you know like we've recently learned it, like yeah, we recently learned it, but listening is very important, because you there's it's like I remember while reading it, there's a difference between hearing and listening. Hearing, it's just words or noises going through your head and then coming out the other end. But listening is, it's sort of the same thing, not really, but words go in, and instead of like coming out the other ear, you're taking in the information. You're actually paying attention. You're, I guess, learning in some way. But basically, you just listen. It's what I'm trying to get at. But an example, of that is if your teacher's talking to you, or a friend's telling you about their day or how they had a bad day. When they're talking, are you actually listening, or you're just hearing and out of your zone, I guess? Because you know how sometimes people daydream, like when they're in class, or somebody's talking. That's just hearing. You're not paying attention. You're not actually putting in the effort to listen what the other person is saying. And another thing about listening, I think it's also important the way you're listening. You have to be compassionate about it. You have to put in the effort to show that you're interested or that you care. This is especially true in relationships, friendships, or wherever. You have to listen. You can't just, everything can't just be about you. You have to balance both sides. And then for the last concept, I guess rhetoric, which from what I gathered, how people are moved toward particular ends, beliefs, values, and actions. Oh, okay, yeah, yeah, yeah. So that's basically, with rhetoric is, I guess, how you get people to be on your side, or how you get people to listen to you, and like, I guess, how you win people over, basically. From what I gathered, and I remember seeing like the three main ones, which was pathos, logos, and ethos. And basically, when people want to tell you a story, or they want you to be, or if people want to get you to go to church, for example, the religious people, they use, sometimes people from religious use stories about themselves and how they had a hard time, so they use pathos. They talk about their life, their struggles, how going to church changed them the way they are. And they're basically communicating with the other person that's walking, or just came up to them, and yeah, they describe their lives. They basically, they're trying to get them like to understand why going to church is good, and get them to see why it's good. And yeah, that's pretty much it for the three course concepts. And oh yeah, yeah, the thing I struggled with in this class, I need to for me, that essay we had, yeah, I struggled a bit. I guess I wasn't like in it, but I need to like focus or whatever. It's been a while since I've done like an essay, so it's like going back, like doing the research, lots of podcasts, which I don't listen to too many podcasts, but it was interesting though. And then, so yeah, I did struggle with the essay a bit, but now I know like what I have to do, plan ahead, and do this, and that. So I know if we have another essay, which I think we do, I'm gonna definitely do a lot better. I for sure feel it. But yeah, I struggled with the essay. Yeah. So besides that, everything else has been peachy. And then, what have I started applying some of these communication competences to my daily life? If so, how have you applied them? Okay, I mean, I talk to my friends. I think for one of my examples that I put, I forgot what assignment it was, but my friend Blake, he recently got into a like relationship breakup. They've been dating for 4 years. They were high school sweethearts, and yeah, he was telling us, talking about it, that like how she broke up, how she thought like nothing was changing and this and that. And like we were surprised because it's 4 years. We thought they were gonna get married. We were gonna show up to their wedding and all that. And yeah, it was sad to hear about it, but you know I definitely applied listening, more specifically compassionate listening, because I was actually listening. Like my friend Emmanuel, like he was listening too, but he also seemed like he just wanted to like play games because we were in the party chat. That's how we usually communicate. We play games and then communicate through party chat. But he was basically like more into the game than actually listening to what was going on. So he was like, "Wow, like damn, that sucks," But I felt like I was actually listening and taking in the time. So I was asking questions like, "Oh, what made her seem that way? Like, why did she do it? Like, how do you feel? Like, you're gonna be okay?" I was asking questions, but I also told him like, you'll get through this, man. Like, it's normal. But yeah, so that's what I applied in real life. And there's other stuff like saying, watching what I say, being critical about it, and yeah, that's basically it for this video.